Mr. Whaley for my forensic science classes. And this is an example of how you work on your nutshell project to start with. So we'll read the instructions at the top. It says, when you've read something in red, you must show you've done so by changing the font color to blue, and when specific to your own investigation, you should edit the red with your own hypotheses, data, analysis, and conclusions. But feel free to use my sentence stems. For your grade each day, I expect to see red blued, including the blanks. Better change that today. Including the blanks completed, down to the top of the data table and the clue list. That's a 75% grade of 100%. Otherwise, the grade is a 50%. Okay, first-hand nutshell investigation project. So I'll want to put my team member names. I'll put my name here. And my role, I'm project director. My responsibility, I would say, summarize, I would make sure my teammates and I accomplish every task for the scientific method. Okay. And then I'd put my other teammates there. Then we're going to choose a room. Now, so it may not be 3-room dwelling, but you're going to have a nutshell scene investigation. You're going to choose what you put in there later. So yours should start out like that. What are our driving questions or purposes? Remember, the scientific method starts with a question. Well, we're basically saying about that crime scene, what happened? How do I know that's what happened? And what could explain my conclusion? I should say conclusion. And then this is what we're learning. These are our learning intentions for this project, just to be aware of these. We're demonstrating professional standards, in particular working toward personal/team goals every day. So, and there's an exit ticket at the very bottom. I'm just going to scroll all the way down there before I come back up, all the way down. And here, it's like a daily self-tracker. So students also often get confused that, oh, I did that with my team. Well, we need evidence of what you contributed to your team. And you'll want evidence, like when you're in the workplace, you want everybody to know what you contributed. You want to make sure it's clear to everybody. So each day, you'll identify what you'll describe what you did. So this is an example of a student on 9/15/2020 saying, we chose, our team chose the blank nutshell, or the blank room. And my teammates are blank, blank, and blank. I listened to the NPR the NPR about the nutshells, and listed our 7 items. So I'll come back to that in a minute. But that's what you would do each day. Just like when you did the sketch, you identified I was the materials manager. My responsibility was measuring stuff. So then this is like at the end where you say, this is what I contributed. So in this case, the student said, I put the items in the list. So we also want to demonstrate, we're demonstrating professional standards, right? We're attending, punctuality. If you do these things each day, then check them off. Then demonstrate safe practices. And for this work, we need to make sure our mind is right when investigating death and crime. Listen for others who might be in trouble as well. Sometimes these kind of scenes can trigger emotions in us, memories, things like that. So let's make sure our mind is right. You check in with me, check in with a counselor as you approach this project. So if you've done that, that's part of our safe practices here. Then know that scientific hypotheses are tentative and testable statements. Do you know that? Well, okay, check it off. All right, I'm approaching this. I know that. I know I need observational evidence, so I need to observe things. Plan and conduct descriptive investigations. Okay, well, I haven't planned anything yet. Let's go back through here. So here's our plan of secondhand research. We need to do some, or it's not quite secondhand. What background knowledge and skills did you gather? So once you've chosen which nutshell you're going to research, you're going to use visual and audio data from your choice of crime scenes. You'll read, listen, watch, observe, and examine data. So you're going to design your investigation according to the scientific method process. Here's some tips I have for you to go research. You don't have time to spend doing all of this. It includes a 1-hour documentary, but once you will have chosen your nutshell that you're going to come back up here and type in this box, oh, I want to do this room or this crime scene, nutshell scene. Once you do that, well, then you can scan through the 1-hour documentary and you can find video images of just that one, or you can Google image search for that room. Next, what is the question or problem I want to investigate? So just you're clarifying that overall general driving question, right? What happened? And you're saying, I want to find out what happened in this room in this particular year. You can find that on the internet. What is our hypothesis? So this is once you've kind of had just a glance and made your decision on the room, form a hypothesis. Was it a murder? Was it an accident? Was it a suicide? Was it a double homicide? So determine what your hypothesis is that you can test based on observational evidence of the room, and then fulfill your plan. So research, basically here's these research links, and you can also look into other places to research. And you'll examine your room, your chosen room, and you'll list at least 7 items into the data table below and recognize what type of clue each is. So if you click this link, it's to an article telling you there's different kinds of data. And so that's this first column right here. What is it? Evidence items. So this is the first column. This is where I'm going to list my data. So you can see I've listed shotgun with string, blood splatter, overturned chair, the state of how and where the body was found. That's a piece of data. That observation. There was an open window. There's a messy room. The dresser has a mess of string that resembles the string of the shotgun. And then you can see, using this other article, I identified the type of data that this is. This is observational and location type. Okay, so that's down to step 3 right here. And then I'm going to do step 4. I'm going to describe each item with qualitative and quantitative observations. Sometimes it's just questions like, okay, I'm exploring these questions to process or analyze this evidence here. And I need to have at least three questions showing I'm processing it, or my team is processing it. So maybe one team member might have or maybe 2 team members might be responsible for listing this evidence, and 2 other teammates might be responsible with asking questions, or you might team up in pairs where the project director and the technical manager do this row, and then the safety director and materials manager do this row about the blood spatter. You can divide that up as you like. But just remember, at the end of class, you'll come down here and each day individually on your own doc, you'll describe what you contributed to the Nutshell project and make it whale money.